what is this? What is this? LUNCE'S list. What is this? What is this? What is this? LUNCE'S list. LUNCE'S list. LUNCE'S list of 5.
Okay. I tried to do this list and think of anything more than cars, anything more than trucks, anything more than motorcycles, because I feel like when you think of that, it's like, oh, there's a cool car in this, there's a cool car in that. I couldn't really think of anything from like and I don't know if you would let me do like a boat or a plane or something like that.
All of those are vehicles.
But I didn't really think of anything that's like, oh, I really like the private jet they flew in and X movie or
so
whatever.
You have nothing from the air in this?
I don't have anything from the air in this.
Can I throw out one that I love, absolutely love?
I probably forgot about it, but go for it.
The Batwing.
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, okay.
The Millennium Falcon needs to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of spaceships I could do, but
Greatest
I feel
hunk
like,
of junk in the galaxy.
for me, one of the biggest things I like, and I guess you can kind of see this at Disney now, one of the things I like is being able to see whatever it is, and like in real life, there's a lot of these things like you go to a museum and you see it, or you go to Disney or Universal and you see it. The Millennium Falcon is something I guess I can see now, but like so many spaceships are just CGI now, and I'm trying to choose something that's more practical that actually you have a real version of. It's mostly cars, but
okay,
it's cars from movies. This whole list was set up to basically let me just talk about one thing over and over again, but. Anyway, let's get to the list.
He's going to make you
various
curious?
cars from the Fast and Furious. It's going to be the GTR, the Challenger.
I'm going to rip it apart if that's the case. All right, John, get up there to
number
the board.
one. Hey, all right.
They're actually starting with number 5. Number
Sorry,
5.
Number 5 is the first one.
Is it going to be that little orb that they travel in Jurassic World?
I don't think that's going to make the cut.
Okay.
I remember Jimmy Fallon popping up in that thing, and they did not want to hear Jimmy Fallon. They were like, "Go away."
Did he laugh the whole time?
I think he actually did in the movie.
It's funny.
It was funny. All right, number 5.
Ooh.
Ectomobile.
Okay. I think this is very much of the moment as well.
Seems very top heavy.
Very
all that shat on the top.
It is kind of top heavy.
Very timely here with the release of the new Ghostbusters movie. Is that why it's top of mind for you at number 5, or you really do love the vehicle?
No, I really do like it. It's one of those that I've seen in person or versions of it. I know there's a different one in every movie, but no, I like it, and I mean, it's a cool thing. The siren is an iconic siren that it plays. There you go. See, he knew exactly what to do.
Really good.
It was really good.
I spent a lot of time alone as a child.
Yeah, it's a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor, I think is the official name of it. But no, I mean, it's an iconic thing when, you see kind of the firehouse, building that they have, but instead of a fire truck comes out, that comes out. I don't know. It's an iconic vehicle.
Do you think you could parallel park that thing?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
You could
I can barely parallel park my car.
You could give me a Miata, and I couldn't parallel park that, much less anything bigger than that, which is everything.
It does look like a pain to actually have to maneuver and drive. Is that something you would geek out to be able to drive?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it had all the bells and whistles, and like I could turn the siren on and had the horn blaring, and then I could have like in the new one, there's like an eject. I don't think they ever had it in the original movie, but it has like an ejector seat now.
That seems like something from the cartoon.
Sticks you out, and it's in the real movie now. So, or in the the newer movies they're doing. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool car.
I still have not seen Ghostbusters Afterlife.
You need to. It does a good job moving things along, I think.
Until the end.
I got Ghostbustered out.
A little bizarre at the end.
Because of all of the commentary, everybody having an opinion about the franchise being dead or what they should do.
I saw the female version. I really didn't think it was that bad.
Wasn't.
I just don't understand the hate.
It was hated before anyone had even seen it. Because
I just remember seeing a guy that got
the
guy that went viral that said, like, went to his car and he said, I got an exclusive viewing of, and I'll tell you how this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like, I mean, it was like it went viral because he's like, this is so bad. They try so hard. I watched it. I was like, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
It wasn't that great, but it wasn't worth all of the drama surrounding it. It really wasn't that deep of a film, to be honest. But they, of course, corrected, and it seems like a lot of people liked Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I need to know where it's streaming because I haven't seen it. So I need to see it.
Yeah, I don't know where it's streaming. It's got to be out there somewhere leading up to this new one. But the ending is good minus one part. Yeah, it might actually be on that. The ending's good minus one little aspect of the ending. Other than that, I think it's a pretty solid movie. It's a big aspect of it. Which, by the way, I did not include this. I didn't even really think about this, but now that it's said, Edward said the phone booth from Bill and Ted. Actually, that's actually a really good suggestion for a list like
It's a
this.
vehicle. It takes
I
some
never
places.
even remotely would have thought about
Has anybody said the hot tub from
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Richard said it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I should probably look before I get all excited.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Okay, let's go with
moving on,
number
sorry.
4 on Lunce's list. We're counting down the 5 most badass movie vehicles.
I feel like you're going to roll your eyes more at this one more than anything, but it's something that has to make any list like this.
I never roll my eyes except for when we're discussing our sauce habits, because I like sauce on food. Lunsford likes dry food, and every time I use sauce, he looks at me with just this level of disgust. I like sauce. I'm sorry. I'm a saucy guy.
Ooh, gross.
And I will eye roll when he's looking at me and being judgmental about my sauce habits. Okay, let's go up to Lunce's list. Number 4.
The Tumbler from The Dark Knight, I assume.
Is that the Batmobile? I hated that
I'm
thing.
not going to roll my eyes at this. It's not the best Batmobile.
It looks like something-
To me, it is.
It looks like something
Now,
that
let me
should be in
explain.
Mad Max.
I rolled my eyes right there. I didn't mean to. Oh my gosh.
That's what I'd tell you. So, let me explain why I like it the best of all the Batmobiles. It's the only Batmobile that makes the list. I kind of stuck to a rule of like, I'm not going to make the top 4 all Batmobiles. But I like the Tumbler because of the story they set up to why he has that as his Batmobile. It's a R&D thing from Wayne Enterprises. It's a military grade thing they were going to use to build bridges and stuff like that. It's practical. Now, the one Robert Pattinson has is very practical. It's basically just a normal car with a jet on the back, essentially. But like, versus the old school, which are very cartoony, I guess, very comic book, probably more accurate. I just like the practicality of the Dark Knight. And it kind of does you're never going to actually see it on the street aspect to actually, I kind of see how it's a very practical option as well. And I think all of his vehicles in that trilogy are really good. The motorcycle that has the wheel that's turned over sideways, the bat.
That comes out of the tumbler.
That comes out of the tumbler. Yeah. But I like the setup to get to all of his tech very much in the Dark Knight trilogy. And it all starts with the Batmobile.
Was it the Wasp that was featured in Dark Knight Rises that was the plane?
Is that what
Morgan Freeman just calls it the Bat?
The Bat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say Batwing.
I was like, I don't remember a Wasp. That's Ant-Man.
Sorry, there's some. Yeah, that's what it is. That hurts as a Batman fan that I said that. Tumblr at number 4. The Michael Keaton Batman movie is the best. The Michael Keaton Batman movie is the best with the Batmobile in terms of that design.
Yep.
If I were to choose another one, that would probably be second.
Good for you.
I like the old like Adam West one and everything, but like seeing both, because it was Michael Keaton one and Adam West one, I think, at World of Wheels when we went.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Adam West one's cool, but it's just like nothing of what I think about when I think Batmobile until I see it. It's like, oh yeah, that's one too. I do like the Michael Keaton one over that one.
All right, let's go to number 3 on Lunce's list. Looking at best movie vehicles, most badass movie vehicles is what really the category is. The Ectomobile, which when I see the Ectomobile, I don't think badass. I really don't. Do you guys see the Ectomobile and go, badass?
That guy's a badass.
I just don't see it. But the Tumbler at number 4, that thing you don't want to contend with if you're a criminal out on the streets of Gotham.
Oh, no. Specifically Gotham.
Ooh, good pull, John. Good pull.
Eleanor, my aunt from... Wait, no, what? I don't know what Eleanor is.
Other than Tyler, anybody know what this is?
This is Fast and the Furious.
Wife of a president?
It is not Fast and Furious. It's not whatever you just said.
Sajuri is an anime film from...
Tyler did say it, so it could be it. No. What is
It's from Gone in 60 Seconds.
It is the 1967 Shelby GT500, the one car they have to get at the end of Gone in 60 Seconds.
And then we got to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Not quite the same movie. Eleanor is the most badass car that I've ever seen in a movie. It is an incredible car. There's a reason it's the last one on the list that they have to get. It is awesome. 1967 Shelby GT500. It is awesome. Just pulling it up a picture, it looks like a picture of an old Mustang, I'm sure. But like the context of the movie to when they had to get that to be ultimately the last car that Nick Cage has to get. Yeah, it's
a Mustang. I like the DB5 from James Bond, that I think is a superior version to whatever this is trying to replicate.
I like the DB8 because
oh my gosh! Normally when he goes to the board, that means I've guessed one or I've spoiled one.
It's going to be the DB8 from Star Wars. Oh,
You can buy the Eleanor spec
BB-8, damn.
now
The
for about
DB5
$250,000.
I guessed High School Musical to start off the show. I guessed
Y'all should do a show together.
Ex Machina, and now I've guessed the DB5, which is actually the next one on Lunce's list. I'm shocked about this. I didn't know you loved this car.
The single best thing they could have done with the new Bond movies is bring that back. And they brought that back in which movie?
They brought it back in Casino Royale.
Did they bring it back in Casino Royale?
Yeah,
he
won it
wins
in a
from
poker
him.
game.
He wins from the poker game. It's incredible. He has the entire time. It gets destroyed.
It's used the most in Skyfall and
Skyfall.
and in No Time
It's
to
his
Die.
feature car in Skyfall. He wins it from him, but then he gets that fancy car that has like the jumper thing,
Right.
or the Skyfall is my favorite of the Bond movies. We've had this debate over and over again, but it is the car he drives in that. He brings it back again, even though it gets destroyed. It's always there in the new movies. It needs to continue to be. And whatever the next Bond movie is, whether it's Nolan, whether it's whoever's playing Bond, it is the coolest car because Bond always has this kind of classic spy look versus what you see in like a Mission Impossible movie or any other kind of movie like that. And so with that, you don't necessarily need the coolest car. Like a movie like the one with Halle Berry. What's that one called?
Swordfish.
Isn't it called Die Another Day?
Die Another Day.
Oh.
What was the one they just did?
That was No Time to Die.
Yeah, they're all too similar. The one with Halle Berry and Rosamund Pike and all that had incredible, cool new cars that they tried to go over the top of. Like, they can turn invisible now, and they can fly, and they can do all this stuff. That's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing the cool new, what's the craziest new Aston Martin you can get. But at the end of the day, and the new ones did this too, because that's the kind of car he had once he went to the casino. But you still get back to basics. You still get back to ultimately the car that was the one for him, and it is number 2 on the list.
I love the DB5. We need to get some sort of DB5 representation here in the studio.
I would have no problem
Some
with that.
sort of replica or a model of it or something. I don't want to do the Lego one. That's the one that I see, and I'm like, that doesn't even look like the DB5. It just looks like a whole block of Legos together, and I don't want that. All right, so far, I don't have huge problems with your list. I don't have huge problems. I still think the Millennium Falcon is cooler than the Ectomobile, but it's fine. This is your list. This is why we made it. Is number 1, can we just get, is it coming from the Fast and the Furious franchise?
I was going to say the DeLorean.
Yeah, if it's not the DeLorean.
DeLorean is my number 6 honorable mention.
Oh,
Wow.
Whoa. Oh.
Hey,
Car,
Rockstar.
hold on. I mean, we do have one
Rocky,
if you want to
grab one
right
right
there.
behind there and work that thing out on camera.
If it weren't for the story and everything that went with it, that car is a garbage car itself.
I would drive this today.
Yeah.
If you drove that, everybody would be like, what's wrong with you?
You have the Ectomobile above the DeLorean.
Yes.
I don't
insane.
know. I don't know if I
You
can
take
go
off
on
all
with
the cool stuff on the back and you just get a plain old DeLorean.
I'll take a plane
Yeah,
on DeLorean.
I'll take a DeLorean
But
today.
Hold on. If you're going to pick the phone booth from Bill and Ted.
I
it's
didn't
like
pick it. I
Well,
just
if you
said,
take all the crap off the
off the wall.
Ectomobile, you just have a bus you're driving.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to drive
I'd
that.
still rather drive that than that.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't fit in that thing. That's the biggest reason
This
I don't
thing
like
is a glorious piece of machinery, and it should be respected. I cannot believe that
It runs on plutonium.
You're
it. Hold on, the
speaking-
Ectomobile a Cadillac. Do those still exist? Oh, wait, yeah. Does DeLorean still exist? Oh, no, it didn't because nobody ever bought a DeLorean. Nobody ever actually
does.
Well,
He-
there's
one.
reasons for that. The John DeLorean had
Little
some
bit-
shady business
A
practices.
little bit of a cokehead.
It's not my fault. I'm just saying.
I'm saying it
What's
wasn't
bad?
the car's fault either. It was
Hey,
designed well.
somebody that's worked on a Cadillac in their life has also been a cokehead too. I don't know.
Here's what's bad. Here's what's bad. You take all of movie history, and we're asking John to pick the best vehicles, and he picks the DeLorean at number 6, and then he has to come on and roast the DeLorean as being a trash vehicle.
I mean,
when
look,
he
I
had
rode
it at number
DeLorean. It's not
6.
like it was like, oh, I forgot about the DeLorean, even though I stare at it
I'm
every
saying
day.
you don't have
I just
to take the opinion that it is absolute garbage because you do have it at number 6. That's not too far off
telling
from
you,
what's his list.
the car is awful. The movies are great, and what they do with the car is great.
car is
The
not
car
awful.
itself, if you were just to see a random DeLorean pull up outside,
I'd be
you'd like,
impressed.
Oh, that's that movie
I'd
from
be
Back to the Future.
ecstatic.
That thing would draw a crowd.
Because you think you could time travel in it, and guess what? All you're going to do is break down 5 miles down the road in an actual
I'm not going to
DeLorean.
capture ghosts in an Ectomobile.
Anybody know the last time we saw a DeLorean on screen at the cinemas?
Wedding singer.
I don't know.
Ready Player One. Ready Player
Oh,
One. Remember?
yeah, I'm not thinking of something like
there
that,
we
yeah.
go. No one was clamoring for Ghostbusters vehicle.
That's a
in there.
little bit cheating. Surely there's something Ghostbusters in there. There's
I'm
everything.
sure
in that
there
movie.
is, but it's disgusting. Let's get to number 1 so we can get this trash list over with. Some DeLorean hate there. You love Back to the Future.
That's one of my
Rockstar.
favorite movies. The original concept was a refrigerator. And they went with
That would
DeLorean.
have been cooler. It's like the phone booth.
Well, then pick
So-
Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the
I was
Crystal
about
Skull.
to say,
Yeah.
do you like Crystal Skull then?
Awful.
My gosh.
I said that's a cool idea.
Just write number one. We're all disappointed in you today.
This is garbage.
Would it be Marty McFly's skateboard then? That's a vehicle.
Hoverboard.
The
It's
hoverboard.
gotta
Well,
be
yeah,
the
skateboard
hoverboard.
in the. I'm going OG.
You're going OG. You
Yeah.
gotta go with the hoverboard. All right, number one on Lunce's list of most badass
Oh,
movie
yeah,
vehicle ever
it's
made.
a Fast and Furious. I see Dodge Charger in there.
I'm out.
My gosh.
Dom's Dodge Charger.
Dumb's Charger.
This is the now the coolest car from the Fast and Furious series is the Skyline that Brian has in Too Fast, Too Furious, the 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR R34. But the Dodge Charger is kind of the one car that's there the entire time. Dom, in the first movie, you find out he built it with his dad. His dad died in a stock car accident, and he's been too scared to drive it. In the end, he has to use it to get away. Starts this whole kind of back storyline of the Dodge Charger. Goes away in Too Fast, Too Furious because Vin Diesel's not in it. He's barely in the third one. Then the fourth one, it comes back. Turns out that Michelle Rodriguez's character was working on it. She dies. He decides to finish it. She's not really dead. Nobody's really dead. Everybody's come back from the dead. But the Dodge Charger has come back from the dead 5,000 times. It's like, it's back. It's like a video game. Like it resets at the beginning of every movie, I feel like. But it is super fast. It is tons of muscle.
I thought
It
you were going
is-
to say Super Furious. I really
I really
I
did.
was expecting it.
Oh,
That's probably what I was saying. Ecto 1 was in Ready Player One as well.
That doesn't validate your list.
It
That
validates,
doesn't-
it validates the DeLorean argument.
And also, you need to improve on your 5 structure. On DBS, or where it has
DB5. I
DBS,
just want to write out Aston
Don't
Martin
be
it
surrounded.
needs to be
DB5
DB5. It looks like DBS. That's all
and
I'm
Dom
saying.
DeLuise's Dodge.
His name
I
is
don't
Dominic Toretto.
We're trying here, John, to be on your side.
Y'all
but
don't
it's tough.
appreciate Fast and Furious, and that's okay. It's my list. I
is.
appreciate the Fast and
I
Furious.
like some of the Fast and Furious. I just
Thank you,
I just don't think the Charger's the best car in that franchise.
It's not the best car. It's the most badass car in the franchise.
I'd still disagree. I'd still pick the Skyline or DK's 350Z from Tokyo Drift.
Those are little sports cars. When you think badass, you
Those
don't
are
think
little
little
sports
you don't
cars.
think
This
little
is a
sports
Charger.
car. I said the Skyline's the coolest car, but when you think badass, do you think little Japanese sports car? No, you don't.
I think a DeLorean.
Which is smaller than those cars.
Yeah.
If you need a new driveway to park your cars in, we have the guy for you. That's Realtor Jim
You had
Wilson.
to reach on that one.
On that one?
Guys, I'm trying to be a professional here.
All the other ones were natural.
If you're looking for a driveway or maybe a 2-car garage, visit Realtor Jim Wilson with Location Real Estate. Jim has a client who's an active duty Marine who's looking for a 4-bedroom house in Jefferson County for $250,000 or less. If you're selling a property like this, call Jim at 205-329-4758. Jim can get the job done. He's still active with the U.S. military, and he's able to help you secure the American dream of finding your perfect home. He's only happy when you're happy. Each of Jim Wilson's has been a very dramatic day of the meltdown. John, I'm going to give you any final words you'd like to have on your list.
Lunce's list.
No mention of the shaggin' wagon from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, that was a good car.
Mutt
Dumb and
Cuts.
Dumber is super overrated. I don't really like it.
Oh my God! Just end the show.
Somebody said the TARDIS beats them all. I'm not a Doctor Who person, but there's a lot of TV things I could throw in there. I guess I could throw Kit in there. I mean, I could throw a lot of things from TV, but
Ferris Bueller's Day Off Ferrari.
it's just a Ferrari.
It's just a
The
Dodge Charger.
67 Impala from
It's a Dodge Charger that
Supernatural.
spans 10 movies.
Justin,
Sorry, I forgot to say your thing.
no, you're good.
I'm too busy
We
arguing.
love our friend Jim Wilson.
We do.
Justin says, where we're going, we don't need driveways. How was that? That was good, wasn't
That's
it?
pretty good.
Okay. We're going to end the show now.
That's my
Bolivians!
super two, but yeah.
Before we start getting really upset with one another.
Hey, they took cars to space too. I mean, there's all kind of
Lightning
badass-
McQueen
badass things
talks.
about it.
This has been the most
I did see somebody in the chat suggest Tow Mater. As-
I actually thought about trying to put a car from Cars in there just to help you out, but I thought that didn't really count because they are the vehicle.
This discussion will continue long past this episode, I'm sure. We appreciate all of our Meltdonians tuning in today, right here to the Meltdown, presented by MyBookie, broadcasting live from the Culver's studio.